Welcome to day 533 in my HEX journey. I hope you're doing all great. Thanks to my latest subscriber Rob Monks. Welcome to the hood, brother, and please now make sure to hit that like button. Let's get this video up to 300 likes. Hit that subscriber button and turn on post notification to get notified for every new video. And now let's get started with today's episode. In today's episode we're gonna cover three topics. First, we're gonna have a look at the usual HEX stats, but this time also related to the upcoming sacrifice phase, so we're gonna have a deeper look into that. The second point will be the price action, also related to the new all-time high and the sacrifice phase, which is just in front of our doorsteps. And the third and the last point will be some summary of the most important points out of the recent live stream from Richard Hart. So now let's get started with today's video right away. First, we're gonna have a quick look at the HEX stats on the HEX wallet. You can see now the share price of one T-share is already at 17,720 HEX, so this is quite amazing. We are at the highest level so far, and remember, this price only goes up in terms of HEX, so this is the lowest price you can get for now. Tomorrow this price will be different. And if you hop over to the homepage of gohex.com, you can see the T-share daily close price in USD. If we zoom in a little bit, we saw a new all-time high of $1,137. Yesterday we closed around $870, and this is just a little correction, I guess, just a little downwards trend. We saw this happening many times before, up in here and here, and this is just the behavior before we go take another leg up. So now let's switch over to hexinfo.io. You can see the imported market data. HEX compared to the US dollar is up 931x. Compared to Bitcoin we are up 159x, and compared to Ethereum we are up 37x. These are nice green stats. HEX is exactly doing what it's designed to do. If we proceed on graph hex.rocks, this is our first indicator. If we have a quick look at the stats, you can observe since a couple days and weeks the total percentage of the staked HEX is going down. This could mean because people are just ending their stakes and not restaking their principals plus their interests. I would do so. No financial advice at this place, but just maintain your T-share rate, because the T-shares are the most important to create more HEX. So you can see at the moment we have roughly 61 billion HEX staked. The rest is circulating around 571 billion HEX tokens. We have already the indicator for this pie chart that there will be some sacrificed coins. We can measure this by sending the coins to a specific address, and you will see how much HEX will be sacrificed. If we have a quick look at the Uniswap pools, you can see the distribution between the version 2 and version 3. Version 2 has now roughly 85 million HEX tokens in the pool. Version 3 is catching up, 63 million HEX. At the moment I suggest to buy some HEX tokens on the version 2 chart, which is related to ethhex.com, or also go on Matcha XYZ. You will get probably the best deal. For the moment the APY of HEX is around 37.5%. We have now over 3 billion US dollar value staked, plus the pools we have now 3.091 billion. This is wonderful. If you have a quick look at the T-share price, I was already talking about the T-share price just before. We have now one T-share for $889 at the moment. HEX is just hovering around this 5-cent level. We will have a quick look on the chart. We have already the first indicator on this chart here. We can see we have some corrections, we have some heavy legs up. People are taking profit, of course. This is normally, we went up to a new all-time high of 0.07 of a dollar, and of course HEX is then crashing. We still have a lot of wallets out there with some liquid HEX, with a lot of liquid HEX actually, and they are just dumping in some million and 2 million phases and getting the money out. If you can do this, I'm happy for you, but take the profit and move on. We're gonna stake, we're gonna continue to stake just to earn more HEX. In the long term you will win. Like in the early days, longer pays better, and you will always win in the long term if you just hold. So let me now move on to hex.vision. You can see the HEX stats here. The total stakes per day are going up. If we switch this to the last 90 days, you can see the chart is quite similar. It's coming in waves. We have some announcements, we have some hopium and some momentum. At the moment the staking ladder are going up. People are doing more stakes, but overall if we compare this price to graphhex.rocks, you can also see that the total amount of staked HEX is going down. This means we have more stakes coming in, but in the total volume there are probably smaller. And if we proceed to the penalties, today is a low day. Only 470,000 HEX tokens were distributed in the last 24 hours. Thank you very much anyway, 0xA7 for 168,000 HEX tokens. Congratulations for your action. If we proceed to the gas situation at the moment, it's Tuesday, it spikes up again. You can see you have to pay 152 Gwei for the fastest fee, so better just wait for Friday or Sunday. Those are normally the fees, the days with the lowest fees. You can see this down here on this little chart. Average slow gas price per day, it's still Friday and Sunday. Let's proceed with the price action of HEX on nomics.com. You can see the top cryptocurrencies by market cap. Bitcoin recovered slightly but just dumped heavily after also new all-time high. Now sits around $43,682. Ethereum is recovering a little bit, $3,393 for the moment. If we scroll down, we will find HEX still in the top 10 at position 9, just above 5 cents of a dollar, up 5.24%, and the market cap is just hovering around this 30 billion market cap mark. So let's proceed now to the second part of this video, the price action. People were pretty scared that the price is just dumping heavy. If we have a quick look, and I always like to remind the people about the historical chart, have a look at this wonderful chart. Of course, we dumped heavy. We dumped in the middle of the chart, 58%, 67%, 86%, and 69%. So a correction or a dump, however you want to name it, it will happen again. But I'm pretty sure at the moment it should not happen. But this is no financial advice, because we have great momentum. Probably soon the sacrifice phase will start, and this will give the HEX price even more momentum. If we move now to the second chart, we have here the 1 hour chart, and you can see we topped out around here of the all-time high of 0.0732 of a dollar. And if we just draw some random Tonways lanes here, we can see maybe there's some sort of a triangle going on again. I have no idea what I'm doing. It could be that we just rallied all the way up to the new all-time high, and now we're just gonna do this zigzag formation down, and maybe we're gonna break out to the upside again. We don't know. Of course, you could always correct more, but keep in mind, a lot of people are staked. A lot of this HEX is just staked and locked away and not ready to dump. As I said before, we have some wallets out there, they're ready, they're just waiting for the next price movement to dump some more HEX. This is wonderful, because this will just bring the HEX to the diamond hands and not the weak hands. The next chart is the daily chart, and just a little reminder, if we go from the recent low to the new all-time high, we went up 404%. If we do the same measure now to see how much we dropped, we can see so far we dropped 42%. This is quite 50% of a normal crypto drop. We could still go lower, 70-80% is normal, but at the moment it looks that we found some support around the level of 0.046 of a dollar, but no financial advice. We could go lower anytime, but we could also just spike up to the moon real crazy. So this is already the second point of this video, the price action of HEX. Now we come to the last point, a short summary of the recent live stream from Richard Hart. I just tried to take out the most important key points out of this live stream, which was roughly 1 hour, a little bit more. So we will see Pulse Chain not in weeks or months, we should see Pulse Chain in days. And now when I'm talking about Pulse Chain, I'm not talking about the chain, the mainnet itself. I'm talking about the sacrifice phase, where you can sacrifice different coins from different chains to get some pulse to start. And probably the Pulse Chain sacrifice phase will last roughly 30 days. Normally we should see also a mainnet after the launch. I really personally hope that we see a mainnet pretty soon after the sacrifice is done. As Richard Hart also said, for a mainnet you always need a testnet first, and a testnet is already up and running. Devs are doing some improvements on the Ethereum code, which are published to the GitHub and will be hopefully merged into the productive code. So all this stuff is needed. We need first to improve the Ethereum blockchain, and we will help those guys over there just to improve a little bit of their code before we're gonna fork the entire system state to the Pulse Chain network. A little inside information was as well that we have some Harvard dudes working on some HEX stuff. This was phrased pretty openly, but I like to have some good, smart people working on a decent product. I would like also to see some audits, or at least some economical audits, how this thing will work. As soon as we have some new numbers about the sacrifice phase, of course I'm gonna let you know, guys. And I think the most important part about the upcoming Pulse chain is you really have to see this separately. HEX is a finished product. Pulse chain is in development. It is now in a test net, maybe soon on a mainnet, and it will have continuously updated code. It will have new proposals. It will have new features added, and so it's not the same like HEX. HEX is finished. HEX has a time lock. You can stake your HEX, lock it up for days and weeks, how long you want, but Pulse is just a token to transact. Maybe you will be able to do more stuff, but keep in mind only HEX has this feature to lock your value and get rewarded with more HEX. Of course you will be able to delegate some crypto. Not sure if you're able to delegate your HEX or just the Pulse or other cryptos on your chain, but with the delegation process you will vote for the most important validators which will produce the blocks. And for the last point, keep in mind Pulse chain will have some extra features we don't know yet, but for sure Pulse chain will have a nice price performance. This should be for sure. Censorship resistance, throughput, reduced friction, reduced middleman, and increased efficiency. So with that, we are already by the end of this video for today. If you found any value in it, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. This would be really appreciated. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. Stay long and fat, stay safe out there, and see you in the next one. Peace.